Why do some people attract money like a magnet while you work twice as hard, sweating blood, and can barely pay the bills at the end of the month? Why are there people who started from absolute zero, no connections, no rich family, no degree, and built unimaginable fortunes, while you, with much more effort, remain stuck in the same mediocre life as always? The answer will shock you. It's not luck, it's not privilege, it's not IQ. It's something much deeper, something that happens here, in your mind. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how 500 of the richest men in history discovered the secret to transforming thoughts into real money. A secret so powerful, it has changed millions of lives over the past 87 years. Stay until the end of this video, because what you're about to discover could be the dividing line between continuing to be just another face in the crowd or finally becoming who you were born to be. Imagine this scenario. The year is 1908. A poor young journalist receives his mission of his life. Andrew Carnegie, at the time the richest man in the world, looks this young man in the eyes and says, "I'm going to give you access to America's greatest millionaires. You're going to spend the next 20 years studying what they did to get where they are. But there's one condition. You won't earn a cent from it. You'll work for free. You'll sacrifice your youth. You'll go hungry if necessary. Deal?" The young man was 25 years old. His name? Napoleon Hill. And you know what he did? Accepted immediately. For 2 decades, Hill interviewed Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Alexander Graham Bell, John Rockefeller, and hundreds of other industry titans. He wanted to discover one thing. Is there a formula for success? Is there a mental pattern that separates the rich from the poor? And after 20 years of obsessive research, he discovered it. In 1937, Napoleon Hill published Think and Grow Rich, and the world was never the same. This book sold over 100 million copies. It influenced everyone from billionaire entrepreneurs to ordinary people who rose from absolute poverty. Why? Because Hill codified the 13 mental principles that all wealthy people use, consciously or unconsciously, to manifest fortune. And now, you're going to learn each one of them. Here's a brutal truth. You're not poor because opportunity is lacking. You're poor because true desire is lacking. "Ah, but I want money." No, you don't want it. You would like to have money. It's different. Burning desire is when you wake up at 3 a.m. thinking about it. It's when you can't stop imagining your transformed life. It's when you feel a burning in your chest, a holy obsession that won't leave you alone. Napoleon Hill discovered that all 500 wealthy people he studied had one thing in common: a desire for wealth so intense it became stronger than any obstacle. Think about it. If you were trapped inside a car sinking in a river, what would be your level of desire for air? Desperate, right? You'd do anything for one breath. That's exactly the level of intensity you need to have for your financial goal. Grab pen and paper now. Write, "I will have exactly specific amount by exact date." Don't write, "I want to be rich." That's vague and weak. Be surgical. "I will have $100,000 by December 31st, 2026. Now, write exactly what you're going to give in return. Time, energy, sacrifices. Nothing comes for free. And here's the secret. Read this out loud twice a day, upon waking and before sleeping, every day, without exception. Sounds simple? It is, but 99% of people will never do this, and that's why 99% never get rich. If this insight is already making sense to you, hit that like button now. It helps the video reach more people who need this message. And trust me, there's a lot more fire coming. Faith is not religion. Faith is absolute certainty you will succeed, even when reality screams otherwise. You know what most people's problem is? They say they want wealth, but internally don't believe they deserve it, don't believe they're capable, don't believe it's possible for them. And the universe, my friend, responds exactly to your dominant belief. Hill discovered something shocking. Your subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between real and imaginary. If you repeat something with enough emotion, your brain accepts it as truth and starts working to manifest it. That's why people who grew up hearing, "You'll never amount to anything," really don't become anything. And people who grew up with, "You were born to win," find a way to win. Think about Elon Musk. When he said he was going to manufacture electric cars better than any traditional automaker, everyone laughed. When he said he was going to send rockets to space and bring them back, they called him crazy. He had faith, unshakable faith, and turned that into Tesla and SpaceX. Create a personal wealth affirmation. Example, "I am a natural magnet for money. Opportunities for abundance constantly arise for me." Repeat this 100 times a day if necessary. Sounds silly? Test it for 30 days and then tell me if your reality hasn't started to change. Your mind is like a garden. What you plant is what grows. If you spend the day complaining about how hard things are, watching negative news, surrounded by people who only talk about problems, you're planting weeds. Autosuggestion is the act of deliberately programming your subconscious mind with the seeds you choose. When you read your goals, don't read them like a robot. Feel them, visualize, get emotional. Close your eyes and see yourself already living that reality. What are you wearing? Where do you live? What does it feel like to have that money in your account? The more real you make this in your imagination, the faster it manifests. Hill noticed that wealthy people do this naturally. They literally feel the wealth before having it physically. Here's a truth that goes against everything you've been taught. General knowledge worth nothing. Know how many people have degrees and are broke? Millions. Know how many billionaires dropped out of college? Several. What matters isn't knowing a little about everything. It's deeply mastering one thing that creates value in the market. Henry Ford knew practically nothing about history, science, or literature, but he knew everything about manufacturing cars efficiently and died a billionaire. Choose one skill that the market pays well for: digital marketing, programming, sales, investments. Dive deep, study 2 hours a day. In 6 months, you know more than 90% of people. In 1 year, you become an expert. In 2 years, you become irreplaceable. And when you're irreplaceable, you name your price. Every fortune begins as a mental image. The iPhone began in Steve Jobs' imagination. Facebook began in Zuckerberg's imagination. Your financial empire begins in your imagination. Hill discovered there are 2 types of imagination: synthetic, which reorganizes existing ideas, and creative, which creates completely new ideas. Most people use zero imagination. They look at the world as it is and accept it. Rich people look at the world as it is and ask, what if it were different? Set aside 15 minutes a day to daydream, without judgment, without realism. Ask, if you had 10 million in your account, what would your ideal life be like? Detail everything. Where do you live? What's your routine? Who do you spend time with? What do you do? This isn't a waste of time, it's mental training. You're creating the blueprint of your future life. Desire without a plan is fantasy. You can have the biggest dream in the world, but if you don't have a clear map to get there, you'll die dreaming. Hill discovered that every wealthy person had specific plans, not vague, specific. Take your financial goal, now break it down into smaller targets. Example, want $1 million in 5 years? You need 200,000 per year. That's 16,666 per month. That's approximately $550 per day. Now ask, how can I generate an extra $550 per day? See how it became more tangible? You transformed 1 million, abstract and scary, into $550 per day, concrete and achievable. And if you're enjoying this content, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. I post videos every week breaking down the secrets of the rich that nobody teaches you in school. Poor people take forever to decide and change their minds all the time. Rich people decide fast and rarely change. Why? Because indecision is the child of fear, and fear is the killer of dreams. Hill studied hundreds of cases of failure and discovered lack of decision was present in 98% of them. You want to start a business, but you're in doubt. Is it the right time? What if it goes wrong? Let me wait a bit longer. Meanwhile, another person in the same situation as you simply decides, acts, fails, corrects, and in 2 years is making 6 figures. The difference wasn't ability, it was decision. Next time you have to make an important decision, give yourself a deadline. Maximum 48 hours. Research what's necessary, weigh the pros and cons, and decide. After you decide, follow through. Even if it's scary, even if it seems difficult. Here's the most brutal statistic. 90% of people quit 3 feet from gold. They try once, it doesn't work, it's not for me, and they quit. Hill discovered that persistence is the final test. It's as if the universe asks, do you really want this, or are you just playing around? Colonel Sanders from KFC knocked on over 1,000 doors hearing no before someone bought his recipe. Over 1,000. He was 65 years old, broke, living off retirement. He persisted. Today, KFC is in 150 countries. If he had quit at door 999, you would have never heard of him. Understand that obstacles are not a sign to quit. They're a test of commitment. When the urge to quit hits, and it will hit, reread your goals. Remember why you started, and keep going. Always keep going. Nobody gets rich alone. Nobody. Hill discovered that all great fortunes were built through strategic alliances, what he called the mastermind. A mastermind is a group of 2 or more people working in harmony toward a common goal. Why is this so powerful? Because when 2 minds come together, they create a third invisible force more powerful than the sum of the parts. Find 2 to 5 people who are at the same level of ambition as you. People who want to grow, who think big, who don't accept mediocrity. Meet weekly, exchange ideas, share resources, hold each other accountable. You'll grow 10 times faster surrounded by the right people than alone surrounded by mediocre people. Hold on, didn't jump to a weird place. Hill discovered something fascinating. Sexual energy is the most powerful in the human body, and it can be redirected, transmuted for wealth creation. Basically, that same energy that generates life can generate businesses, ideas, fortunes. Great geniuses like Da Vinci, Tesla, Einstein used this energy for intellectual creation instead of constant physical dissipation. Channel your vital energy into creative projects. When you feel that energy bubbling up, instead of wasting it, use it to work on an idea, solve a problem, create something of value. It's a practice of self-mastery that ancient masters already knew and that Napoleon Hill discovered in Millionaires. Your subconscious is a sleeping giant. It controls 95% of your decisions, emotions, and actions, and most people leave it on autopilot, programmed by fear, limitation, and negativity. Hill teaches you can reprogram your subconscious through emotionalized repetition. Before sleeping, when you're in that state between awake and asleep, repeat your wealth affirmations. At this moment, your brain is in alpha waves, highly suggestible. It's the perfect opening to plant new commands. Do this for 30 consecutive days. Your personality, your beliefs, your behaviors will start to change automatically. Hill proposed something revolutionary. The brain functions like a radio station. It transmits and receives thoughts. You know when you think about someone and they call you, or when you have an insight out of nowhere that changes everything? That's not coincidence. You're picking up frequencies. Surround yourself with rich people, physically or virtually. Read biographies of billionaires. Listen to success podcasts. You literally start tuning in to their mental frequency, and something magical happens. Ideas, opportunities, and connections start appearing out of nowhere. The last principle is the most mystical. Sixth sense is that inner voice, that feeling, that intuition that guides you. All great millionaires talk about this. There was a moment when they felt they should do something. It had no logic, but they did it, and it changed everything. Meditate. Silence your mind. Learn to listen to the internal whispers. It's not about religion. It's about connection with an intelligence greater than your rational mind. The more you practice the other 12 principles, the sharper your sixth sense becomes. Look, I just handed you the same 13 principles that transformed penniless people into millionaires, that took people from absolute misery and put them in mansions. Now comes the million-dollar question. What are you going to do with this information? Will you watch this video, find it interesting, and tomorrow be in the same life as always? Or will you decide now that your life changes starting today? Because look, the difference between you and a millionaire isn't in IQ. It's not in the cradle, it's not in luck, it's in mindset. And mindset can be reprogrammed, trained, built. You have everything you need. The question is, are you willing to pay the price? To sacrifice Netflix for studies, infinite scrolling on Instagram for reading business books, party weekends for work on your project? If the answer is yes, welcome to the 1% that really changes their life. If this video impacted you, if you felt something shift inside, drop your like now, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel because there's much more content like this coming. Comment below, which of these 13 principles will you apply first? And remember, wealth doesn't start in the bank, it starts here. Think and grow rich. See you in the next video.